Hello, hello, hello. This is Gouda.Murder, a podcast about sharp kills and cheesy thrills. Listen in on a group of gals talking true crime and all things cheese. All right. And hello. Welcome to Gouda.Murder Podcast with your lovely ladies. I, Kelly, her, Keely, and the other her, Kota.
Hey.
We are sitting outside on the glorious and magnificent patio of Miss Kota and her casa. What are we calling your house again? What was
the
it?
Mojo Dojo Casa
Oh, the
House.
Mojo Dojo
Casa House.
Casa House, but I'm
Why
like
is it
Mojo
called
Jojo
that?
House. I don't know.
I was not a part of
Did
naming
you
my
watch the
house.
new Barbie movie?
No.
Oh my gosh. Okay, it's really cute. But Ken takes over
Okay.
and he calls it the Mojo Dojo Casa House. And Barbie's like, it can be Mojo Dojo or it can be Casa in a house. That all means the same thing. And he goes,
It's house.
yes. He's like, you're wrong.
Okay, we're at Kota's house.
All right,
And
cool. I like that.
just enjoying this lovely September weather as we're sitting outside, nice and sunny. We got the canopy or like this little umbrella. No, I wouldn't say a little, but the patio umbrella, eating our cheese, drinks, and jellies as we do. Today we've been talking already about Keely's case and now on Dakota's, traveling in the state of Wisconsin, our lovely land, and I say my motherland, Wisconsin. So definitely going to be throwing some sort of cheddar at you, ladies and folks, and humans who may or may not be listening in, and
I thought you were going to say who may or may not be ladies.
who may
Well,
that's true.
too.
Listeners who may or may not be ladies, that counts for everybody. Okay, you either a lady or you're not, or you're both. I mean, there's so many things. We're fluid and accepting here. I just am uneducated enough to know all the terms. So excuse me, but I love you and thank you for listening in. I am excited for Kota's Wisconsin story, crime, facts.
Yeah.
All that good stuff. And without further rambling on, I'm going to drink my hams and listen to Kota. Kota, take it away.
I wonder if when you say drink the hams, people understand that's an old man beer, not some blended up Christmas ham in a cup.
It's my protein smoothie, ladies.
I know you're trying to get fit, but you don't have to do it that way.
I have to intake my protein, and it's the only way. The most saltiest protein, also ham.
You don't have to add anything to it.
No, it is Hams, America's classic premium beer, born in the land of sky blue waters.
Sponsor us.
Sponsor us. Yes, please sponsor us.
I mean, Kelly would be tickled.
I would be elated. I would find so many cheeses. We already did beer cheese dip with hams, okay? Come on, kids. I can do more. I can do beer brats, ham brats, ham and chicken, beer chicken. You know what I'm talking about?
I have not done beer can chicken, but
I've heard
of it.
It's delicious. So come on, hams. Sponsor us. That'd be great. Thanks.
all right. So now that you know it's beer and not
I'm drinking a beer.
ham smoothies.
Yeah. It's a Wisconsin beer.
You didn't know that?
I forgot that it was. It's
It's just a
Ham
coincidence.
Brewing,
She's over
Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Even better. See, I'm so on point, you guys.
See, it
Didn't
is
even
so
know it.
motherland for you. It's just ingrained in you. You just
I just enjoy it so much, like I forget that it's a Wisconsin. Like,
you levitate towards the Wisconsin everything.
I
It's
do.
just-
It just naturally finds me and like.
it is
yes,
the
I
light.
need it.
It's the bug zapper, and she is the
Yes.
fly.
It is.
100%.
Wisconsin
It's
is
so
my Bud Light.
beautiful.
The light.
Ooh,
Don't go
that's
towards
hot.
I can't help it. It's so beautiful.
That's Kelly for sure.
Yes, it is. All right, continue, Code. I'm
All
so
right, sorry. We are going to go to 1976 Silver Cliff, Wisconsin,
Ooh.
in Marinette County.
Okay, I love the 70s.
Well, this couple did.
Oh, no.
Did? Oh boy.
Well, shit.
Engaged to be married couple David Schuldes, 25, and Ellen Matthews, 24, set up camp in McClintock Park the weekend after 4th of July, 1976. It was the bicentennial? Yeah, 200 years old.
Oh, wow.
Originally, the couple went to Goodman Park, but all the campsites were full, so they moved 4 miles down the road to find a spot elsewhere.
Okay. Fair.
They were the first ones at McClintock Park that day, and they chose a space near the entrance to the loop of campsites.
Okay.
You never do that.
Well, they did it. You was right. You should have been back there to tell them,
Camping
don't
faux
pick
pas.
it right here.
Don't do it.
David and Ellen set up camp and decided to go for a hike, but Ellen needed to make a pit stop at the restroom, and that's when hell broke loose.
Oh, already?
I know, I'm jumping right in.
Already.
Shots rang out. David was hit in the neck and killed instantly.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus.
Another bullet hit the outhouse wall. Ellen ran, but she wasn't fast enough.
They never are.
Ellen. What
Ellen.
shoes were you wearing?
Like, you're so disappointed in her. Where were your sensible camping shoes?
They were probably the zero drop or negative heel
Yeah.
duck shoes. You know what I'm
There
talking
you
about? You ever look them up?
No.
Birkenstocks.
Oh, okay.
You can't run in Birkenstocks.
No, you can't. You can run in Crocs, though. Sport mode.
Got them on.
There you go.
Margaritaville.
Margaritaville. All right. So she
I'm
wasn't
sorry
fast
for
enough.
you.
It's okay.
Yes, serious note. This is trigger warning, sexual assault.
God damn it.
Ellen was caught by her attacker. She was raped, and then she was shot twice in the chest.
In the chat.
In the chest. A parks worker found David around 2:30 p.m. that day. Ellen was found the next day, July 10th, several hundred yards away.
Wow.
When authorities began their investigations, they spoke to two young men who reported seeing a man leaving the woods that gruesome afternoon. They also reported seeing a vehicle with possibly Michigan plates backed into a trail further down the road.
Ugh, Michigan.
Another article I read, it was a man and his son who had gone out fishing. They heard gunshots, didn't think anything of it because they're like, well, it might not have been seasoned, but doesn't mean they weren't shooting
Right.
Yep.
a deer.
Yep.
Seriously.
So they didn't think anything of it, and then they heard shots a little bit later, but sounded closer.
Yeah.
So obviously wherever he shot Ellen, it was closer to
Wherever.
the fishing.
Yeah.
Okay.
They saw a man walking with a rifle and going to a vehicle with Michigan plates. So I don't know if the two young men and then the man and the son are actually the same people and just
Right. Different
called
accounts.
something differently
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
articles. But regardless, they saw somebody. Two Brown County sheriffs also spoke to investigators, which Brown County and Marinette, I believe, are next
Side
to
by
each
side,
other,
yeah.
like miles,
Right.
Yeah.
Those two sheriffs were camping with their wives, and this was a few days before the murders happened. They saw a silhouette of a man in the woods, and so they got up to figure out what the hell, who is this person, and the silhouette took off. And then
Suspicious.
later on it returned, but that time one of the sheriffs went into his tent to grab a gun, and when he came out it was gone again. So they believe whoever was responsible for the murders was stalking the place.
It was like still out and about.
I don't well this was before it happened, so I think they said that nobody knew that David and Ellen were going camping there.
Like
So-
they didn't like announce it
No.
or
Right.
They
which
were-
is smart. Like
They were just they were just going out for a camping weekend, having fun. They were going to get married in a few months, and
God.
so they think whoever did it didn't know him.
Yeah.
He was just out to
I'm off
Do
at
it.
someone.
Yep.
Yeah. No, and that
I'm hunting
hunting. Yeah,
people.
pretty
I'm
much.
hunting wabbits.
yeah.
Wascally wabbits.
Actually,
You know what wabbits like?
Yeah.
Cheese breaks.
Meta.
Oh!
That was so good.
Okay. So we're on our cheese break. We got our cheese. I got my hams. That is not a blended meat smoothie, but we're not, luckily for you guys, we're not taste testing beer and the cheese today. However, we are thinking still cheese because where are we? We're on the cheese break. And where are we again? We're in Wisconsin. Wisconsin. So we're talking about cheddar cheese for this Wisconsin cheese break, and thinking about what pairs well and what's kind of like, I think like when I think of fall and I think of September, I start thinking of breads. You start thinking of like your savory sweets, your dumplings, your pies, your all the different variations of banana, zucchini, nut muffin, pumpkin, all the breads all the breads, all
Say
the breads.
You love pumpkin?
I fucking love pumpkin.
Yeah, pumpkin is.
I'm a whore for pumpkin.
Yeah, we have a few more. We have a few more months to to slap in the pumpkin flavors and cheese. Today, however, we will not be doing pumpkin, but we will be doing a type of bread. We're gonna change it up. So today, I went to the farmers market and I found that things that pair well with cheddar are different types of fruits, different types of berries. I was thinking, and when I saw this, blueberry and cheddar. That would be really good. You think of like the blueberry notes in certain wines with cheddar cheese. They really not compare, but they really complement each other. And so today I brought us a little mini loaf of blueberry zucchini bread that we're going to try with a white sharp cheddar. What is your face?
Sorry,
it's okay. We're outside, and so there is a bug or so around, but it's okay. We're not eating the bugs. So we have, like I said, we have the white sharp cheddar on top of our little bite of blueberry zucchini bread. And let's take a bite. Let's see how it goes. I think it'll be delicious. Sure. Cheers.
It is delicious.
Thoughts? Yeah, because like when you make zucchini bread, you usually add like some sort of like little bit of spices, like little cinnamon notes. So that's what I get. Like in this loaf, particularly, there are blueberries, and there's also a cinnamon note to it, which I think really complements with the sharpness of the cheddar cheese. Again, it's a white cheddar. It's not super sharp. It's not a very sharp, but it is a sharp cheddar.
It gives it almost like when you warm up bread and put salted butter on it.
Yep.
The cheese is the butter.
I was gonna say that the cheese has been sitting in the sun, so it's like just it's not melty, but yeah, I was like it's very soft with this.
But what Kota said is
excellent.
Right. That is a great way of thinking of it. It is like that salty creaminess that you normally would say, like if you are like a butter on any type of bread, it kind of gives it that taste, but it it is not as spreadable, so it is a little bit more of a ripe. Yeah, I'd give it a ripe, like a sharp, soft taste. And that was really good. I don't know. We got some chipmunks wanting to join us. I think some squirrels in the background, kind of scattering.
Or it was a walnut falling out. Oh man, my walnuts are falling in my neighbor's yard.
Your walnuts are falling.
It's fine. Just continue.
Kota's nuts are falling in her neighbor's yard.
In a fair,
at least not in their face.
I just noticed.
But yeah, it was a good pairing. We also have a Moscato today, just to ring true to our cheese and our wine. So I'll let all of us grab a slab of cheese. Here you go. I'm just divvying it up. Here you go. Just take this. Take this. And yeah, I am. And again, so just the same white sharp cheddar when we have a Moscato. So kind of get the notes of the cheese. Soft and delicious. Take my swig of my Moscato.
This is my favorite.
I don't like it with the cheese. I do not like it with the cheese. I like it by itself.
I like it. I think it's good. This Moscato is very fruity, very lighter than some other Moscatos that we've had. It's I think we've had it before, the California Roots brand. So not Wisconsin, unfortunately. However, it does give us rooted into our cheese tasting. That was a really bad one. That was a bad. But I like it.
Get out of here.
Sharp cheddar. So kind of gave ideas for you folks, for your next charcuterie or next get together. Have your sharp cheddar next to your zucchini bread, and just suggest it doesn't have to be a big hunk, doesn't have to be a whole thing, but kind of test your guests out and be like, hey, guess what I found out that tastes really well together, and just razzle and dazzle them with your newfounded cheese knowledge, and see how that goes.
They're like, where did you learn this from?
And I'm like, oh, actually, I listened to this really cool podcast called Gouda.Murder. You should check it out. Get more followers.
Boom. And now we're famous.
If you have other ideas or other breads that you'd like us to try out on your behalf, make sure to contact us. You can email us at Gouda.Murder@gmail.com or reach out to us via our Facebook, as always, Gouda.Murder Podcast Official at Facebook. DM us, comment us, or just hit that follow button. We appreciate anything. And without further more knowledge
Of cheese.
of cheese. Kota, I'm gonna sling it back at you.
Thank you. Fantastic cheese break. Delish.
Delicious.
We need to go to that farmer's market. Make it
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
even make it a Gouda on the go cheese bite or something.
Yes.
So, when I left off, I was telling you guys about how some people witnessed a man lurking about, being a creep. Total creep.
I'm a weirdo.
But even back at this time, 1976, authorities knew enough to collect DNA.
Awesome.
So they took samples from Ellen's clothing and they kept it for years.
Yeah.
But DNA testing and databasing didn't become a thing until the 90s.
Right.
And
early
even
90s.
then,
late
Right.
90s, there really wasn't even like a
even
well-known.
then it was treated like a fingerprint.
Yeah.
So the only way DNA worked was if you already had a suspect to match it to, or if somebody was already in the system.
Right.
So, like I said, it was like a fingerprint. However, that 1976 evidence finally came into play in 2018.
Wow.
When the sheriff's office got a hold of Parabon Nanolabs, and they were successful. So they used that 1976 DNA and they solved the case. Well, pretty much.
Nice.
Parabon is a Virginia-based company that uses DNA analysis to build composite resemblance of the owner of that DNA.
Cool.
Based on skin color, eye color,
Ooh,
hair
like,
color,
almost like
freckles.
a 23andMe sort of thing.
That's exactly what it is.
Ooh, huzzah.
Exactly what it is. And then they use geographical ancestry. So they use DNA as a blueprint instead of a fingerprint.
Yeah.
So they
That's
came up
cool.
with this guy's fair complected with reddish blonde hair, some freckles to no freckles, and it's not going to look like a composite sketch, but it's going to give you a roundabout of what they might look like.
An
At
idea.
an ideal body weight, because they even said DNA obviously can't tell you how old somebody is.
Right.
And it can't tell you how much somebody weighs.
Right.
So they pick a normal BMI and make a face.
That's cool.
And then they can also age it.
Cool.
That is neat.
So they
Science is cool.
Yeah, so they showed the maybe suspect at about 25 years old and then what he would look like at 65.
Ooh.
So using that and then also using those like 23andMe websites, they narrowed it down to one specific family in Wisconsin.
What?
That's cool.
Holy shit.
So they narrowed it down to a couple, the Van Nieuwenhoven family, and said it was either one of their 4 sons or one of 4 grandsons.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
That is so freaky deaky and cool.
right. So they set out to retrieve DNA samples after they found this out from Cornelius, Edward, and Raymond. The 4th brother was already deceased. In January 2019, Cornelius was first, which, side note on this one, I thought was funny. When I looked him up, he's also been having issues with the county because people keep hitting the guardrail in front of his house and like running into his yard. So,
Jesus.
poor guy. But anyway, they took garbage from his house. Like they waited and they snagged his trash and then they sent in 3 different things.
It's out. It's free. It's free for going through.
They sent in socks, an inhaler. And there was one other piece. I can't remember what it was, but when they analyzed it, it wasn't a direct match, but it did show connection, like relation. That they had like the same father, paternal relation is what it was.
So it was one of his brothers. Narrowing it down.
Yeah. So then February, they went to Edward, and he happened to be neighbors to Tom Shallow, which was a detective for Oconto County Sheriff's Office.
Okay.
And Detective Shallow actually informed investigators that Edward, also known as Sylvester, I don't know why they called him that, but
Edward Sylvester. That's
Yeah.
the same. Potato.
He would sometimes stop and have coffee with him. So he's like, yeah, next time he comes by, I'll save his cup. So they got his DNA from a coffee cup.
Damn.
Dope.
Same thing as Cornelius. It wasn't a direct match, but they shared paternal relationship.
Down.
So then in March of 2019, Raymond was last. And if it wasn't Raymond, it wasn't it was the dead brother. So
yeah.
Raymond lived out in BFE.
Yeah.
He didn't put garbage out at the curb. He didn't have coffee with any local police officers. So they had to get creative. They decided to make up a phony survey asking the public what they thought about their local law enforcement. And Raymond agreed. He's like, yeah, come on in. I'll do the survey. And so they told him, fill out your answers and then put it in the envelope and seal it up so we can't see it.
Seal it with your
licked
spit.
it. Yep. So they used the saliva
That is sneaky
to
deaky.
do the DNA analysis on Raymond. They found an exact match.
Oop.
Okay, I just want to sit here and think for a second as like, all right, as Raymond, right?
Mhm.
That's his name. He thinks he got away with it.
Yeah.
Total 40 years later.
42 years.
Oh my god.
He's in his 80s.
That is insane.
Yep. So
Holy shit.
also something I learned here is
Idiot.
I didn't know
Loser.
I didn't know that there's people there's a category of people who are called secretors. And you can tell what blood type they have based off of their saliva and their semen. And Raymond was a secretor, which sounds so gross.
like
but
like their parts of their DNA
Yeah,
secretes out of their
yeah.
Yeah.
So his saliva matched the semen that they took from Ellen's clothing in
Ah.
1976. He was arrested on March 14th, 2019, just under a year after Parabon got involved with the case.
Wow.
So they got involved, and boom.
Down.
While searching his home, deputies found a .30 caliber rifle and casings that matched the wounds and casings found in 1976.
And he kept the fucking gun.
Yep, and he kept the casings in a coffee can above his
kept
washer
them?
and dryer. Like, I'm sure it wasn't the used ones, but
Right.
like new ones that would go into his rifle.
But he meant, like, he would
No.
pick up the shells that dropped. I'd be like,
Well, then, yeah, they
They wouldn't be able to match him if he
Yeah.
had taken them. No, he still
Yeah.
had the usable ammo for this gun.
But if it was the same gun, they could match the used casings to his gun.
Yeah.
Yes. Van Nieuwenhoven was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of first-degree sexual assault. However, the sexual assault was thrown out. In one article I read, it was because the statute of limitations was 6 years.
Yeah.
However, I looked it up. First-degree sexual assault has no statute of limitations in Wisconsin. But felony sexual assault does.
What's the difference?
I'm not sure. But I don't know. It said, according to legalmatch.com, if DNA evidence is used to identify the offender, criminal charges may be filed during 12 months following the offender's identification. So it's 42 years. They just identified this guy.
Boom.
So you can charge him within a year of identifying him.
Yeah.
Even if the statute of limitations has expired. So I don't know how they got away with throwing that out.
Right. Something.
Other than maybe he's so freaking old.
Right.
What's it gonna... He's
He's dying in there.
He's gonna die in prison. So
Yeah. It's not like you can put him on the sex offenders list. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going anywhere.
Right.
Maybe that's what. Maybe that could have been. That could have been it. That could have been it.
Right. They I was watching one news video, and his kid, he had 5 kids. Not a single one knew anything about it. Never suspected him. He had a wife. He was a widower.
He killed
But-
his wife.
I don't think so, but
He shotgunned her ass.
it wasn't the first time
Sorry.
it wasn't the first time he had been arrested for assault.
Sounds like a
Back in
sex
1957. 1957, he attacked 2 teenagers. He was 20 years old. They were
Okay.
16 and 17, or 15 and 16.
Yeah.
Attacked him, and they arrested him, and he said, I wasn't trying to hurt him, I was just trying to scare him.
Oh, yeah.
He went by Lawrence then. I don't know what it is with
What
these
is-
brothers with these
yeah.
names. I'm guessing it's their middle name.
Maybe.
I mean, sometimes you just don't like your name.
I don't know.
Yes.
But he was married when that happened. Because one of his, or maybe not when that one happened, but in the 1976 case, his daughter recounts that he was gone. Like, he was on a trip.
That makes me think, or it almost makes you wonder if this was a secluded one-time event or not, and this was the only one that he got caught.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what's really scary.
He
I
would
mean,
still
it's scary
admit
in general. It's
Hmm?
scary in general. But
Like, do you think he would admit that he's like, well, I mean,
Oh,
it's
he
already-
claimed the whole time that they were trying to set him up. Like, he didn't do this.
I know, but what I'm saying is, what Kelly just said is, if he got caught for just this one act, and there's multiple that have never been completed or claimed.
Right. Especially if it was in different counties, or say
like
a woman gets...
it was...
be like, all right, by the way, I also killed 28 other people.
Yeah.
Well,
42, one person a year since this act happened.
Oof.
Nope. Well, in August 2021, he was sentenced to back life sentences.
Wow.
So, no, he didn't admit to anything. Because in June 2022, June 17th, he died in prison.
Oh, shit.
At age 85.
Well.
He was in custody for almost 2.5 years, but only lived 10 months after he got put in prison.
Oh, wow.
But he was also receiving nursing care. Like, the guy wasn't able to take care of himself.
Ugh. Imagine... I'll also, like, this has nothing to do with their crime, but imagine, like, what is that like? Like, when you're, like, 80-some years old and you're getting admitted to these, like, high max prisons, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, where are you getting placed?
Right,
who's your bunkie?
They even said, but
what do the young guys think of this old guy coming in?
So in, like, 2020, there's a picture of him in court, and he's wearing a mask because it was happening during COVID.
Yeah.
And even the judge was like, well, this is actually probably a safer place for him, because we take better care in cleaning our prisons than he would be in a nursing home or going out to the grocery store by himself.
Yeah.
So honestly, it probably prolonged his life.
We're helping you out.
Honestly,
I would just wonder. Like, just makes me think. Like, think that you're like this young-ish guy, anywhere from like 20 to 40s. Let's say that. Yep. Okay, younger guy.
Started at 20 that we know of.
Yeah, and you're already in prison, and then your new bunkie is this 85-year-old invalid. How pissed would you be? One, how would you? Did this old man get bullied? Did he get threatened? I want to know.
They probably had like mad problem. Hey man, you made it this long.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tell us your secret.
Yeah,
it's just interesting.
How'd you get away with it for so long, fast?
Well, you should have done it before DNA testing was a thing.
Back in my day,
back in the 70s,
they didn't test shit.
Yeah. Nope.
We went to war for this,
and they didn't ever announce cause of death either. So.
Damn, so he was murdered.
They say, I'm pretty sure, just because he was old.
Yeah.
But his neighbors even said, like, he lived quietly, peaceful life, according to everybody. Right. But I guess he did have a bad habit of being violent when he was drunk.
Or like maybe you think about like, having this cookie cutter life with his wife and kids, and then he goes on these trips by himself, and that's where he puts the rage out.
Isn't that pretty much all of those serial killers that have families?
Yeah,
they disappear for a little bit and come back,
get all the rage out, and okay, I'm better now.
So one thing I thought was cool about that DNA testing, that Nanolabs Terrebonne, they actually were the ones that helped find the Golden State Killer.
Oh.
So I thought that was pretty nifty.
Yeah. Isn't that science is cool? We can't.
I did think that was really cool. And I put the link to a video where one of the representatives of the company is explaining what they do and how they do it.
Cool.
That's awesome. You're going to post that on our Facebook?
Oh, yeah, I could.
When we upload
yeah.
That'd be really neat.
Good thinking.
Good thinking.
Yeah, thank you.
Damn.
I want to try to post my court hearing for the episode I covered.
Yeah, I would.
It'd be pretty neat.
Yep.
I fucking hate this outfit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're upset about?
It's itchy.
It's ugly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's probably itchy too. You never know.
I mean, it was a raincoat.
Anyway.
She probably should have had that when she was doing her murder.
Honestly.
Waterproof. All right, well.
Get us out of here.
Email us with your requests, ideas, criticisms. We can take it, maybe.
I will cry.
Keely may or may not cry, whether it's good or bad. It'll probably happen, so don't be afraid.
I even happy cry too, so either way.
Yeah, she has happy cried.
Right. But so if you tell us you love us, she's going to happy cry.
Yeah.
That's the only acceptable crying from Keely. Oh. Don't hurt her.
Don't hurt her.
Or else you'll end up on the episode.
Yeah. Well,
watch out. You'll end up on my podcast. Anyway, so we have Gouda.Murder@gmail.com. And what is our Facebook?
It is Gouda.Murder Podcast Official at Facebook. So DM us, comment, hit that like and follow button, and let us know what you think, or give us some more suggestions. We would love. We are open book and we are free range. So
Yeah, stay tuned. We'll be back. And stay fresh.
cheese bags.